support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are...
We're going to get started in a minute. As soon as I get my poll question up.
Website at www.capitolforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Is Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
You hear music to the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level. I'm Bruce Thornton. Join me and Donna Wood every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM, the key for our show, Lyrical Wisdom. Every week we will dive into the lyrics of songs and uncover hidden messages that we hope will leave you feeling inspired and enlightened. We know that our ideas may not always line up with yours, so this show will be an open discussion. Email us with ideas for songs at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Let's share some wisdom together.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ron Peterson here, host of the Ron Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like
Good morning to you. Get my poll question together, guys.
Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Ron Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
This is the Make a Difference Minute
From the Mark White Show.
Marmac Real Estate has 8 offices throughout the state of Alabama. That includes Decatur, Hartselle, Coleman, Florence, Killen, Muscle Shoals, Orange Beach, and Dauphin Island. There are more than 140 agents throughout Alabama. You can easily
Getting our poll question up. Sorry about that.
to marmac.us and tell them the Mark White Show sent you. On this Make a Difference Minute, I have Brenda Gant of Cooking with Brenda Gant in Andalusia, Alabama.
I taught for 25 years, and I taught, well, the first place I ever taught was Crestmont Elementary School.
Good morning.
Alabama. I was in my early 20s, and that was before they limited the classroom size.
Which comedian who is no longer with us would you not mind haunting you? Sam Kinison, Red Fox, Chris Farley, or Richard Pryor? Let me know in the feed.
Said that, hey, we're going to pay you. We want you to do a cooking school thing or a little cooking demonstration or whatever for our wives. I said, look, y'all, I really don't have time. And I didn't. I did not have time. But one day I was in my kitchen. I was cooking for my family for Sunday lunch. I call it dinner and supper, but, you know, I'll say lunch for you folks out there that do that. So I thought, you know, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold my phone up, and I'm going to make biscuits. And they're not going to see me, but they're going to watch my hand, and I'm going to show them out. And I did. And I put it on my personal video page, my own little page. I had about 500 people on it, mostly church folks. And that
Good morning. Like, subscribe, and share. We're getting started momentarily.
So now my show on Cooking with Brenda Gant on Facebook is right at 3 million. It's just a little bit shy of 3 million people. And so that's how it started. And it's just important for me for people to be able to cook from scratch.
To find out more about Cooking with Brenda Gant, follow Cooking with Brenda Gant on Facebook. Gant is spelled G-A-N-T-T. Be sure to follow The Mark White Show on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to The Mark White Show podcast wherever you get your podcast. This is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
Nothing in states have seceded.
The United States won't be franchise.
Welcome in. Good morning. What kind of America? Call my America. It's gonna be a funny movie. You don't know. Here we go. Coming out next Friday, April 12th, that's Civil War. I can't wait to see it. We'll preview it next week on the show on Tuesday. It's Weird Wednesday. You know what that means. We're going to get weird with you, and we're going to talk with our good friend Randy Rocky Cody from themetalden.com, the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy. That'll be our topic this morning. And I've got my poll question up in the YouTube page. So stay tuned. We're kicking it all off right now. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only, Ryan Neal. And of course, I am the game. 50,000 plus up here worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Across that RyanORadio media page. Earth, which is iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime, and everywhere. 25 different apps. We're across the Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation, 25 radio stations, internet, and real on the Navajo Nation. And we're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, our flagship station right here in Atlanta area. It is 99.1 FM, WQEE, The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, headline news. We are the talk of Atlanta, the real talk of Atlanta. And to my haters, well, I just got a few things to say to you, but there's one thing to kick it off this morning. Tell them what I'm saying, Triple H. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. What's up, freaks? What's up, inmates? You are in lockdown with yours truly. I'm Ryan O'Neal, and of course, you know me as the man, the host, the warden of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. 3 periods of nonstop play, sports, entertainment, and news. Also, on Wednesday, it gets a little weird with you. Strange and odd news for you. We'll talk about a Zimbabwe family that's getting freaked out about uneasy situations. We'll dive deeper into the AI search engine that's taking over, ladies and gentlemen, this morning. Oh, good Lord. The Bray Wyatt documentary, I got to see it since it is WrestleMania week, and on Friday, we're going to WrestleMania it up in the final period with previews of WrestleMania weekend. I watched Bray Wyatt, the documentary Becoming Immortal, and it was voiced by the great Undertaker, Mark Calloway. That's right. We'll talk about that. Plus, a little bit more headline news. Was Israel at war? The South Carolina man that on Monday rammed right up into the FBI headquarters office in Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little something about him. He was a decorated Navy veteran, and they still don't know why he did this. We'll talk more about it this morning. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll dive deeper into CM Punk's interview on MMA Hour, where, of course, MMA Hour had Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch coming face to face. CM Punk. I guess CM Punk and Seth Rollins really don't hate each other, even though they kind of act like it on TV. I don't know what's going on. And we'll talk about CM Punk's thoughts on his former boss in AEW. Plus, I will drop an AEW preview for tonight's Dynamite sometime this morning. I don't know when, and be sometime this morning. At about 19 minutes past the hour in the metro Atlanta area, we are at 63 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, it flipped back and forth there. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street. Well, I want to welcome everybody joining us on our YouTube page and our Facebook page alike and everything and all that. Hello, my friend. How are you doing this morning, too? Good morning to you. We appreciate you being with us. I love the peace sign. All right. I'm going to tell you what my poll question this morning is, since it's Weird Wednesday. And our topic with Randy Rocket Cody will be the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy. We'll dive into that this morning. Oh, that's right. My Alabama brother. Is that my Alabama brother? I think that's right. Alabama, USA. Woo! Huntsville, I believe you said you were from. We're going to be talking about Sam Kinison this morning. So, which comedian who is no longer with us would you, and since it's Weird Wednesday, it's perfect, would you not mind haunting you? Is it Sam Kinison? He screams and hollers, 50% of you. Red Fox, I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming. He's got 50% of the vote so far. Chris Farley going, down by the river in a van. Or Richard Pryor, which I can't say any of his stuff right here on the radio. So, but we know him from the movies he did with Gene Wilder as well. We bad, and we know it. So 67% of you so far is giving Red Fox that tag. Sam Kinison's getting 33% since we are talking about him this morning. Chris Farley's got 25% of the votes, and Richard Pryor so far 0. Which comedian who is no longer with us would you not mind haunting you? Andrew Blondes, my lovely bride, is on with us. Hey, she says Red Fox. I wouldn't want any of them because it'd be irritating. If you had to hear Sam Kinison screaming all night in your house, it's just well, he was a stand-up comedian too. They were all stand-up comedians and actors. Sam Kinison screaming all night, Chris Farley bouncing and falling and breaking things. You'd be hearing that all night. Richard Pryor and his cussing. And then you got Red Fox. Oh, man. I guess he'd be the lesser of all of them, but they would all keep you up at night. So, but anyway, which comedian who is no longer with us would you not mind haunting you? Sam Kinison's got 25% of the votes so far. Red Fox taking the lead at 50% of the votes. Chris Farley coming in at 25% of the votes, and Richard Pryor has none. All right, just 22 minutes past the hour. And like I said, 63 degrees, time and temperature. Once again, brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. He is a good storyteller. All right, ladies and germs, we're going to jump right into it. We got a few things we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about that South Carolina man crashing into FBI headquarters office in Atlanta, which is not very bright if you try to attack it. I wonder if it has anything to do with any conspiracy theories. I think so. People have conspiracy theories all the time. Let's take a look at your traffic right quick. Brought to you by Killingsworth Realty. Let's hear that. You definitely don't have to do it alone. There you go. You get the perfect home right there in Metro Atlanta and Atlanta area. Killingsworth Realty and the Road Report. Let's take a look at the DeKalb County standing water in the left lane, Highway 124 at the Rock Chapel Road. Use caution there. Also, ladies and gentlemen, in Connors, overnight storms damaged some roads. A lot of the area shut down between McDonald Mill Road and Highway 138, so be on the lookout for all of that. No traffic issues on Bullsboro as low as Lower Fayetteville Road and as well as Popular Road in Noonan. In front of the station, and looking great here on Jackson Street. Heading to LaGrange Street, looking good. Let's head down to Interstate 85 southbound. No issues in Hogansville or as well as Grantville. Heading into LaGrange, a little bit of standing water still left in parts of New Franklin Road, but it's all right. Commerce Avenue looking good, as well as Moody Road. Go downtown LaGrange, all looking good. Let's continue down Interstate 85 southbound, getting off in the Kia exit. A few little cars there, not much, not as much as there were when they opened up. Kia Plan is open for a few people. Further on down the road into West Point, take the right out of West Point. You can still use West Point exit, but there's construction going on. Take a left, gas up with Loves, and you continue on your way. Also, you can gas up with a Great Biscuit from Hardee's. Further on down in Alabama, East Alabama, right there in the Valley, Alabama, Lynette, exit 79 shut down for the next couple of months. Construction going on there. Alternate route is exit 77. Going further down to Casita, all looking good. Alabama, Opelika, Auburn, all fine. All the way to Montgomery, there is traffic backed up in downtown Montgomery. What's up, Zach? How you doing? But we have no other issues. If you see something I don't see or know something I don't see, shoot us an email at 99classrock@gmail.com. All right, let's jump into it. It's time to kick off our morning as always. 25 minutes past the hour. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We'll have a little Dirty Bird news coming up for you in a few moments. Tell you what's going on with the Falcons camp in the offseason. The Braves are back in action at 2:10 today, taking on the White Sox. So we'll have some Braves news for you. What's up, Zach? Good morning to you. We appreciate everybody being with us this morning. And answer my poll question. We got it up for you. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. That'll get you a part of knowing when the radio show's coming up every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My buddy in Alabama, USA is with us. We got a lot of Alabama folks on this morning. Thank you, guys. Let's jump into it. Headline news this morning. Our first headline news story of the morning is I'm going to jump into this is a man accused of ramming. We told you about this yesterday. The front gate of an FBI offices in Atlanta on Monday is considered a decorated Navy veteran. Irvin Lee Bolin was identified as the driver that rammed the gate. Navy records say that he served with submarines across the United States, several submarines. FBI investigators are still looking into determine the possibility of the motive and whether what happened was an isolated incident or was he trying to start something, a war, a fight. It's like I've been telling all my listeners for a long time. It's like I've been pushing in your head. It's like I keep telling people, stop letting the clickbaiters, the fake conspiracy theorists, and the clickbaiters, conspiracy theorists used to be fun. Used to be people would talk about Bigfoot or JFK's shooting. Now it's got to the point where they want to go out and hurt somebody. I thought, that's right. Being haunted by Sam Kinison must have been hilarious. It could be if you want it to be. We're going to talk about Sam Kinison this morning in the final period. We've got the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy. But the clickbait people, this is what's causing all these people to act a fool. They believe the federal government, the FBI is after them. Oh, we can't. They're really coming to get me because they don't like me. They don't really care about you. You're a nobody. Okay. I mean, they barely care about me. That's why they won't let my feed go up. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know why people think they live on the fringe. They live on the edge of the world. They call themselves the fringe guy. And these people making up lies, and they're causing this kind of stuff to happen. And people are like, oh, leave them alone. That's their opinion. It's not an opinion. When it causes people to go on the dark web and listen to clickbaiters, fringers, fake conspiracy theorists, and I call fake conspiracy theorists, used to be that it was fun to hear from conspiracy theorists because you go, oh, that's fun. Nobody really, yeah, people are going to drop off. I don't want to support that. No, Ryan. Sorry. No, my listeners continue to stay there, but some people are talking, I don't want to hear that, man. I do. I want to hear you lie to me. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm not going to tell you next Monday the world's coming to an end because of a solar eclipse. I'm not going to tell you that the Civil War movie is it's morning where I'm at, my friend. Wherever you're at, it might be evening. Tell us where you're at. I'm not going to tell you that the Civil War movie is a prequel to what's going to happen. No, I'm not going to lie to all that. This is what caused, like, I believe this gentleman who's a decorated Navy veteran, Irvin Lee Bolin, to drive into the FBI headquarters and office in Atlanta on Monday at 12 noon. And that's not a very bright idea to run into the FBI headquarters. It probably is not an isolated incident. It's probably some kind of conspiracy plan online that we got to get them before they get us, because people are out here going, they're not after you. They're not after me. They're after you. That's not true. Okay. I mean, it seems like more people get more popular for lying to people than telling the truth. All these comedians I got on here, they would never lie. They'd make fun of you. They'd put down all this stuff that's going on today. And then now, and just as soon as we found out some of our favorite people on the left and the right side were on the Epstein's list, all of a sudden the Epstein's list don't exist anymore, right? Don't. Which comedian who is no longer with us would you not mind having haunt you? 14% of you are saying right now, Richard Pryor, Chris Farley, down by the river in a van. Tommy Boy himself's getting 29% of the votes. Red Fox, Elizabeth, it's the big one. It's coming. It's the big one, Elizabeth, the big one. 29% of the votes. And Sam Kinison, I don't want to scream too loud. It's 29% of the votes. We're going to talk about the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy coming up with Randy Rocky Cody in the final period this morning. So 29% of three of them to 14%. Wow. Good morning to you as well, Pete. And he says, good morning to the Navajo Nation and everybody else. Sweet Leaf says, good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be an interesting subject today. Sue says, yes, yes, yes. You've been watching Daniel Bryan too much? I mean, Bryan Danielson? It is WrestleMania week. Let's take a break, ladies and gentlemen. Still to come on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary, we'll preview tonight's Dynamite, which probably is going to have some people go see, but it's WrestleMania week, and you know what that means. More people are interested in what's going on this weekend at WrestleMania held in Philadelphia. The Hall of Fame will be probably following WWE WrestleMania SmackDown Friday. We got a lot more in store for you. I want to continue talking about this conspiracy, not conspiracy theory, find out more about what's going on with this man. I'm not going to bring this man down. Like I told you on Monday, I'm not bringing him down. I don't believe it's a percentage. I think it's a small percentage of our fault to fall for fake stuff on the internet, false advertising, clickbait. But I think it's the responsibility of those that claim to be journalists. Like, you can't claim to be a journalist, walk into a public building and video. I can publicly video anybody. I can video anybody. That's not. That's not a journalist. They usually lie as a sign of fellowship because they tell the truth. They might be singled out. Yeah, some of them do, but majority of them, Zach, are lying, period. This is what causing some of these people like this gentleman to go out and attack people. People don't attack people, and I agree with you, they don't want to be singled. That's why I call it clickbaiters, fake conspiracy theorists, liars. Because conspiracy theorists used to be fun. When somebody said, hey, there was a Bigfoot in Oklahoma, nobody got mad at that guy for believing that and tried to attack him. And nobody got on the dark web and say, well, a percentage of our society believes and another percentage don't, so let's attack the people that don't. That never happened. Never in my life have I seen Bigfoot hunters, ghost hunters, or UFO hunters and people that believe in that ever attack somebody who didn't believe them. No, John B., I'm not full of it. You know who's full of it? Clickbaiters who are causing people to go out here and shoot up the FBI. Dangerously, you're going to get your ass handed to you because you're a jabroni. And if you think conspiracy theorists and clickbaiters, those people need to be shut down. They're like, but that's what I do on the internet. I'm not real radio like you. I know. Pretty soon you'll be off. Thank you, FCC, for taking care of the jabronis. Back in a moment. Man, the fringers, man, tell the truth, man. They tell the truth. There's just lizard people out there. No, there's not. Uh-oh, Pete, you're going to attack me if I say you didn't? No, you're not, because people who do that don't do that. The only people that think that way are people that are living in their imaginary conspiracy world. And I don't care if they're living in their mom's basement or if they got their own home and they're doing it from their living room. Clickbaiters, fringers, and fake conspiracy theorists have destroyed the real conspiracy theory. The people that are conspiracy theorists out there's thought and process. You know, I'd never seen anybody in my life attack somebody because they didn't believe them for believing that they saw Bigfoot. I'd never in my life seen that. But they'll attack you if they say, hey, the FBI's after you. Let's go attack the FBI. Let's go attack the politicians. There's lizard people up there. We got to kill them. So I'm full of bull when some idiot in California killed his kids because he said they had lizard blood in them. Come on. And then we've all forgot about the Epstein's list because there's people on there you like, whether they're on the right or the left or comedians or stars or whatever. Randy and I continue to talk about it.
Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.calviaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
I heard about that. Like I said, anybody that is on that list, I don't care who they are, I'm still going to talk about it. He's on that list. And there's a lot of people on that list. And I believe some of the women on that list, you see them in their 40s and 50s, were some of the women that were on that island. Now, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just a thought. But because we got a few comedians and actors and politicians on both sides of the aisle popping up on that list, and of course, they haven't been accused of anything. They're on the list. I have to say that, but I still don't like it. I don't care who's on. I don't care who it is. I'm not going to defend any of them. You know what I mean? They need to watch the Sound of Freedom movie. That's it. I like that movie. I just am not into the QAnon conspiracy stuff because I know it's all fake. And people go, no, it's not fake. Yes, it is, dude. It is fake. People make millions of dollars off of lying to people. And I'm wrong. But that movie, I just didn't like the star of that movie being a QAnon guy, but the movie was the producer produced it. The guy that wrote it knew what he was talking about. There's a lot of people that's getting stolen. But I agree with my buddy Randy. Either if you forgot about that Epstein's list, either you're a pedophile or you're a pedophile supporter. That is a good movie, though, Pete. Oh, come on back in out of the penalty box, ladies and germs, here inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We've got yesterday we had everybody from the Tennessee State Prison tuning in, and I believe they are this morning too, from what I hear. That's right. Wow. Sweet Leaf and the gang on from the Navajo Nation. Alice, good morning to you, as well as David, Michael, and Helen up in the Canada area, the British Columbia area is listening. Good morning to Diana in the Southwest. Thank her for tuning in this afternoon there. Robert in Australia is tuning in, as well as those fantastic Kiko in Japan, konnichiwa, and Sarah is tuning in to us this morning from New Zealand, Kiwi. Jake says, good morning to everybody. One of our good friends, Jake from New Zealand as well. Yeah, Rockmore and Connors did get hit last night with some heavy rain and storms and everything. And I'm hoping that our friends up in Tennessee, like Gail, is all right because she was in the midst of it as well. So we'll hopefully she gets to come on this morning. We'll find out what's going on there in her area. So a guy hit. I woke up this morning and when I was at the station, it said 1 more hour under a flash flood watch. I'm like, what? What? So there you go. Oi, Jake. Ash, what's up? How you doing this morning? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking with Randy Rocket Cody in the final period this morning. He and I are going to talk about Sam Kinison and the murder conspiracy. And my poll question this morning is, which comedian who is no longer with us would you not mind haunting you? Since it is Weird Wednesday, Richard Pryor's got 20% of the votes. Comedian Chris Farley, 30% of the votes. Red Fox, Elizabeth, it's the big one, Elizabeth, it's the big one. He's got 20% of the votes. And Sam Kinison, it's 30% of the votes. Great, thanks. How are you? I'm doing great, Ash. I appreciate you being with us this morning. And good morning to also everybody on the Navajo Nation, 50,000 plus of you on the on the Shoutcast. We're across, of course, ladies and gentlemen. I think I was asleep when the lightning hit last night, Pete. We're across the Earth Rock Radio, 25 different radio stations, internet and radio there, and our friends at the, of course, Tennessee State Prison with Marty McFly. That's his handle. We know it's not his real name. All right, 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. We this time holding at about 63 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by the Southern States Bank, East Alabama, West Georgia's very own banking needs, personal, business, and more. East Alabama, West Georgia, bringing you the best banking around. And it is at 20 Oak Hill Boulevard in Newnan. I keep saying drive this. Oak Hill Boulevard in Newnan. That's the location. It's Southern States Bank, bringing you a good time and temperature. Let's take a look at what's going on. Israel war. I'm just going to give you some news here. Of course, somebody gets mad and comes, oh, gosh, I won't tell them their conspiracy, their clickbait stuff is true. Thousands of Israelites are protesting and have set up a tent city in Jerusalem right outside of a small area for the third day of a 4-day protest against the government and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The massive anti-government protest began this past Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, as they erupted across Israel, with tens of thousands of Israelites calling for Netanyahu to be removed and new elections. Netanyahu, Prime Minister, already said that they're planning on being done with this massive conflict with Hamas in the matter of a couple of weeks. But so many people are seeming to be done with it on both sides. On Monday, the World reported that there was a rough estimate of 10,000 to 15,000 people at the protest, as more than 100 tents were seen getting set up outside of the country's parliament in central Jerusalem just this past Sunday. The trail of tents have reached several blocks between the government buildings and near other larger tents used for, well, logistics, food, anything else, and protest motive behind Israel's capital city. The crowds continue to grow, and 2 reporters from the World were in the crowd on Monday and said speakers and music were played as Israel citizens of different ages come out to join the demonstrations. Wow. Like I said, Netanyahu said it will be done pretty soon, and I'm hoping this gets done soon. I'm praying for both sides. Israel, they were attacked on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and attacked children and kidnapped them at a festival, but it continued to rage on. This war continued to rage on, and so many Palestinian people were victims, women, children, and men, innocent, were victims of this because of the Hamas terrorist attacking. I'm not putting down Iran being behind it. I know people have different points of view. I have different listeners worldwide, so I don't put anybody down. I just pray that this comes to an end pretty soon. Of course, we don't know what's in the minds of many over there because we don't live there, okay? If you live in any other country and you're safe from some wars, even in America, we're safe from wars, even the imaginary civil war that some people out there are doing and pretending like, and people that are like saying, oh, you're crazy, you're wrong. Yeah, about the coming up on Monday, the eclipse is going to be Jesus coming back. Well, you're in trouble because Jesus is not coming back. Pat you back and say, oh, good job for taking a gun and shooting an FBI agent. Good job for killing your fellow. Jesus is not going to do that. And you're going to say, I never knew you because you didn't know me. You didn't know my father. I don't know you. So you better get it right. If you think he's coming back on Monday, you better get it right. IDF said that it's pulled out of a hospital in Gaza after 2 weeks of operations. They killed at least 200 terrorists, but left a few people in this hospital complex and left the medical complex destroyed. Police have arrested leaders of Hamas in a southern raid, and Japan has resumed its funding to the UNRWA for its aid work in Gaza. So they continue to help out there as well. All right, we're about 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. It is currently still 60 degrees. Time and temperature, radio news time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Let's do this before we take a break. A little dirty bird news for you. Sports news in the Atlanta markets and around the world. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. I got to do some Falcons news, baby, and get you ready for the Braves bullpen today. Still to come this morning, the Bray Wyatt documentary. I checked it out last night. I'm going to talk about it and get you some strange and unusual news going into the final period. Big time trades going on in the NFL mock draft. Coach Morris is cleaning the woods and cleaning the weeds and bringing who he believes in should be a top spots. He's looking for edge rushers, cornerbacks, and quarterbacks. He got Kirk Cousins to come to Atlanta in the head quarterback role. Taylor Heineke is going to take a pay cut to stay with the Falcons as a backup quarterback. And Falcons released Justin Schaefer as of yesterday. The Falcons are getting ready with Coach Morris for the 2024-2025 season, which is months away, but closer than you think. We're getting ready for some Falcons Dirty Bird news. It's the bird. Bird word. The bird is the word. Well, the Hawks are looking good. They're doing good. They win a few things. Check out our WQEE page for all the Hawks, latest news on the Hawks. And coming up for the Atlanta Braves today, 2 p.m. pregame for the Matt McGee and the Armchair quarterbacks from Braves Country Radio. The Braves and the White Sox once again, 2:10 first pitch. The Atlanta Braves will be in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, in day 3 against the White Sox. Matt McGee will have all that action for you, and he's gonna bring it to you right here on the network. We'll have a few of those games from Braves Country Radio, our affiliate, which does the show 3 to 5 weekdays with Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's all I have to say. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got a few other headline news for you. Sports news still to come. We're going to talk about the CM Punk interview, a little bit of it. We'll get you previews right after the break of AEW Dynamite. But in the period number 2, we got strange and unusual news. This morning, we're going to talk about it. This is correct. Listen to this. We're going to talk about this. A Zimbabwe family is being haunted by some very unusual situations. And AI, the new search engine, we'll talk about this coming up. AI is taking over everything except for local radio that I'm on. but it's taking over everything. It's getting rid of your jobs. It's not taking over anything, but taking over your jobs. No, coming back is the death of the world on Monday. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, those people don't. Don't listen to, this is what caused the man in Atlanta. Don't listen to those people. This is what caused the man in Atlanta to go and crash into the FBI headquarters. He was hearing something that wasn't true. Lucky not my job. Pete, no one, robots and AI can never take care of welding, bro. Construction workers, they're all safe out there too. And if they do have machines that help them, it's just going to help them. It's still going to have to take a human mind to design a building, architect and construction workers to put it together. So at least those jobs will still be safe. But I'm kind of glad. We'll talk about this after the break. In the top of the hour, AI. We'll talk about my thoughts on it, some of the things. Stay with us more on the way. Back after this, I'll give you a preview of tonight's Dynamite.
31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
Shopping for insurance.
Oh, yeah, I need to ask that poll question again.
I'm Christy, owner of With Insurance, located here in Newton, Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurance.
People make AI making AI. Yep. Well, a lot of your call centers, that's why you get the same call from the same person all day long, because there's very few call centers that have live people anymore. And that's outside the country.
Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show. Back to the King of the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country. Back to the King of the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Like in the Terminator movies. Kind of. Yeah. Come with me if you want to be safe.
At 121 Hillwood Circle, Newnan, Georgia. Presenting Connecting the Kingdom. Connecting kingdom citizens, kingdom businesses, and advancing the kingdom of God in this hour. Join us each Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. with guests who are sharing their faith, business, and ministry.
Hi, this is Art Suriano, asking you to tune into Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, which comedian who is no longer with us, this is the poll question day, would you not mind haunting you since it is Weird Wednesday? Sam Kinison, who we're going to talk about with Randy Rocket Cody in the final period with the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy, 27% of the votes. Red Fox, Elizabeth, I'm coming with you, 27% of the votes. You big dummy? Or Chris Farley, 27% of the votes. Down by the river in a van, Richard Pryor's getting 18% of the votes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, you are. I tell you, this is what's going on. You're on the RyanORadio Penitentiary in lockdown. Let's take a look at it. It's WrestleMania week. And John Cena and Steve Austin's in-ring status at WrestleMania is still unveiled? We'll talk about that. AEW Dynamite tonight. Let me drop it in here. Richard Pryor for you, huh? There you go, Pete. AEW Dynamite is going to have the contract signing for the AEW Dynasty pay-per-view is going to have Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland tonight. Will Ospreay's in action. The Young Bucks and the Best Friends square off for a chance to secure their spot at the AEW Tag Team Title Tournament on April 21st. Big Daddy Ass takes on, and that's Billy Gunn taking on Jay White tonight. Also, Chris Jericho is stirring the pot by calling out Hook just a week after expressing his willingness to willingness to be a mentor to him. And Thunder Rosa is aiming at her shots for the AEW Women's Championship as she battles Marie May tonight. So you've got Will Ospreay against Powerhouse Hobbs, another member of the Don Callis family. Thunder Rosa in action against Maria May. The Best Friends and Young Bucks semifinals for the tag team titles. Daddy Ass Billy Gunn against Jay White. Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland, and Chris Jericho calling out Hook. That's what's on tonight's docket. Well, speaking of AEW, sounds like I need a Coke, and I need something. Somebody can bring me something. That'd be nice. I ain't had time to get out. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. All right, let's get back to it. Dadgummit, what's going on? Wow, my voice is starting to act up. It's starting to sound like I belong on some station in the middle of nowhereville telling you the end of the world's coming. Actually, the radio people don't do that. On the internet going, end of the world's coming. You're too smart for me. Sorry, my voice is messing up. Anyway, we're going to dive deeper into some of that stuff. Yeah, speaking of this, I just want to drop this in there. I watched the CM Punk interview. And CM Punk was talking on MMA Hour about stuff that joining the WWE, coming back, having fun, Royal Rumble, what happened, WrestleMania this weekend. But he also, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Guess what? He was asked about the incident with Jungle Boy. He talked about AEW, that Tony Khan wanted to split Dynamite and Collision into two shows. So that's why Collision was good for a while, because CM Punk was running it, and he put the best wrestlers on there that people actually knew how to wrestle. He wasn't dropping in clowns like Orange Cassidy. Anyway, he wanted to leave, this, that, and the other. When Jack Perry wanted to do the real-life class, everybody from Shivani to the Doc and everybody backstage told him no. So they had to go to CM Punk, who was running the show, and told him, hey, I don't want to have to say anything, but you can't do that. If you want to do it, go do it on Wednesday night. And eventually everything happened, and he told the story. So he didn't really get into, he couldn't get in because he got an NDA signed. He said, I can tell you, I didn't sign the NDA because I did anything wrong. So there you go. He said Tony Khan was a good guy, but wasn't a boss. So there you go. Wow. Headline news this morning. A powerful 7.4 earthquake strikes Taiwan as buildings collapse. People are trapped inside. 12-year-old student killed, 2 injured in a Finland school shooting. Transportation Department sets new rules on freight train crew sizes. If you missed this year's complete eclipse, next one to appear in U.S. is 2044. So don't miss Mondays. There you go. Wow. Wow. There you go. That's some of the headlines. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. Still to come, Sam Kinison, murder conspiracy, and the final period. Let me go give me something to drink. Back in a moment, fellas, ladies and gentlemen.
The Reds. The Brewers hold on, beat the Twins to open the season with 4 straight wins for the first time since '06. Vikings suspended offensive coordinator Wes Phillips 3 weeks without pay after he pled guilty to careless driving. The Colts re-signed safety Julian Blackmon to a 1-year deal worth up to $7.7 million. The Chiefs bring running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire on a one-year deal. Nikola Jokic dropped in a game-high 42. Helped the Nuggets knock off the Spurs. Joel Embiid, 24 in his return from knee surgery as the Sixers beat the Thunder, while the Timberwolves took down the Rockets. Nuggets now a half game ahead of the Thunder and Timberwolves for the top spot in the West. The Warriors snapped the Mavericks' 7-game win streak. Now 3 games ahead of Houston for 10th in the West. That's sports. Rata Moss, NBC News Radio.
Hey, I'm Jimmy Ellis, and I'm the pastor here at Neal City Church. I want to thank you for tuning in to our website, and hope that you'll take the time to look throughout the website, all the different activities that are going on in the life of our church. Our purpose statement here at Neal City is transforming lives for Jesus' sake, and we believe that takes place in 3 separate pillars. The first one is corporate worship. We come together each Sunday for our worship services where our focus is on glorifying God. That is the purpose, the focus of our worship services each Sunday. The second pillar is local missions. And we believe that church is not to be contained inside the walls of a building, but rather outside those walls. And we look for opportunities that we have different partners in the community where we partner with other kingdom-minded ministries that are doing kingdom work. And so encouraging our individuals here at the church to be the hands and feet of Jesus outside the walls of our congregation. So that's the second pillar. And the third pillar is our community groups, our small groups where we meet in homes throughout the community here at Neal. And the focus of these groups is simply Bible studies, sitting in a circle, opening up the scriptures, and asking the Holy Spirit to speak to us and through us as we study God's Word. So those are the 3 pillars, and we believe those 3 things, that there's a transformation that takes place in your life.
May see what around 3:15.
Transform our community, and thus making a difference for the sake.
I'm coming back. I guess I said something earlier. What we're going to see around 3:15? The eclipse next Monday. That's always good. That'd be nice, but I don't know if we're going to get to see it. We're not in. Noonan's not in the. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but Noonan's not in the Bible saying that we're one of the. According to the conspiracy, the clickbait conspiracy theorists.
It's the strongest claim to hit the island in 25 years. President Biden holding all the Chinese President Xi Jinping on Tuesday. RyanShelander reports.
The White House says the 2 leaders discussed a range of critical issues, including China's support for Russia amid its war with Ukraine, the conflict in the Middle East, and Taiwan and the South China Sea. The call marks the first conversation between the 2 leaders since their historic in-person meeting in November. This comes just days ahead of a scheduled trip to China by Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. I'm RyanShelander.
President Biden says Israel isn't doing enough to protect aid workers and civilians. He made the remarks Tuesday after 7 aid workers were killed by an Israeli airstrike in Gaza.
Close, not there yet. Okay.
Saying Israel's lack of protection is a major reason why distributing humanitarian aid in Gaza has been so difficult. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there will be an investigation into the airstrike, telling reporters this happens in war. President Trump is pushing for the New York judge in his hush money criminal trial to recuse himself. Here's Lisa Taylor.
Judge Juan Merchan ruled Trump is not allowed to attack his family members or those of Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, issuing an expanded gag order. Trump called Merchan biased and noted his daughter was the president of a progressive political consulting firm that reportedly worked with President Biden and VP Harris. Trump was charged with falsifying business records in an effort to cover up an alleged sexual encounter with adult film actress Stormy Daniels. I'm Lisa Taylor.
And Iowa's win over LSU in the Elite Eight on Monday averaged over 12 million viewers, according to ESPN. That makes it the most watched college women's basketball
Let
game
me
on
get
record.
some.
You're listening to the latest. From
Okay, we got to do
NBC
this strange news this morning. Revolution. Yes, it has more signs and seals to open. Revelation. That's right. That's right. But you understand that, Pete. I understand that, but it's like this guy in Atlanta crashing into the FBI. Pete, it irritates me that people don't want to listen to people tell people the truth. They want to hear clickbait stuff and call people crazy, and you're crazy because you don't believe in conspiracy theories. And like I said, fake conspiracy theories mess the ones up that other people want to look into. They want to act like everybody's crazy for not believing them, and that everything they said is coming true. And it's like this poor man that was in the Navy. We don't know what he was convinced of, why he did what he did Monday. And I'm starting to feel more sorry for the people out there that are believing it than I am. And I'm disturbed with the people that are spreading lies on the internet. And same way with Monday, I'm disturbed with them spreading lies about a eclipse. And it's really weird that the ones that spreading that eclipse and saying there's something secretly going on, some of them don't even believe outer space is out there. Some of them think we're flat earth. It's God. I mean, you can't have a participation certificate known as GED and then GED and think that you know everything because you see something on the dark web. It's weird. Satanic people want to serve their master, the great liar. You're right, Pete. But you'll tell them that, and you know what they'll tell you, Pete? No, you're wrong. Like, no, he's not wrong. He's a follower of Christ. He's telling the truth. I mean, and then if just say Jesus was really coming back Monday, none of these people are ready for him. You think he's going to take them into heaven with the way they're treating people and the way they're worshiping humans and the way they're ignoring the Epstein's list and the way they're worshiping people? And I'm talking about actors and everybody. The way they're worshiping people, you think Jesus is going to be, oh, come on, it's fine. I know you're mad about things. No. We've then turned Jesus into the Easter bunny, that he's all right with everything we do. And he's not all right with that. I mean, you can be imperfect. That's the difference of being imperfect and making mistakes than just actually outright lying. But God said he will come back like a thief in the night. Yes. They think it's going to be night for several days too. They don't want to be on here and me telling the truth. Good morning to you. Oh, we are still going. Yeah, we're still going. Yeah. We're here. We're here to tell it like it is, baby. Straight edge independent skeptic on the air. You're in the penitentiary lockdown. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to tell you what. Tell me when I'm telling lies, because most can't, because you can't handle the truth. It is the most electrifying show. Kick it off, period number 2. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Neal, of course, and no doubt about I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across that RyanORadio media page, Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and the Jordan Communication, a family radio station, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, the talk of Atlanta, because we're live all day. News, inspirational talk, and Southern sports. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. So what? Real live radio, no AI here. We're going to talk about some AI this hour. And to my haters, listen up close to this radio dial. I know you don't like it, but listen up to what I got to say. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a very, very good night. You're inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary in lockdown, and if you've escaped, I've got my old red out there coming to get you. We're going to talk about a few things this hour, including AI, artificial intelligence. We'll talk about a family in Zimbabwe that's being scared, and we'll get some other freaky news for you. True crime. Not true crime, but odd news for you because tomorrow's True Crime Thursday. And we're going to kick it off with our daily devotion here momentarily, brought to you by Noonan City Church. A couple things. We're going to go to the YouTube feed in a moment. Also in the YouTube feed, we've got our question of the day, our poll question of the day. Since today's Weird Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about Sam Kinison in the final period, which comedian who no longer is with us would you not mind haunting you? Sam Kinison getting 27% of the votes. Chris Farley getting 27% of the votes. You big gummy. Red Fox getting 20% of the votes, and 18% of votes going to Richard Pryor. So there you go. Oh, man. Answer that question. Let us know. We got people coming in and out throughout the feed all morning long. And good morning to the Tennessee State Prison listening to us online as well this morning. We thank you guys for going to our feed and being a part of that. We know you guys are there. Good morning to all of you. All right. Enoch and the witness that will die in the end hasn't happened yet. And the witness that Enoch and the witnesses that will die in the streets have not happened yet. There you go. Yeah, I agree. Pete and I are not really, Pete and I are discussing the same thing in agreement that are scaring all the clickbaiters out there that believe the end of the world's coming Monday. But if it's coming Monday, you need to get yourself straight, because Jesus is not just going to say, hey, you know what? Just because you're not a communist and you don't like this and you don't like that and you don't like this and you threw people out and you stole all this money and you took all this, we're going to let you get away with that. I know you're a sinner, but you come on to heaven. Well, if Jesus is coming back, he's supposed to be coming back to fight the war, and all of us are in trouble because we didn't do right. We didn't take it. See, I'm not afraid about all that anyway, because even if it did happen to me, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that I need to be asking for some stuff, but that's just me. I know my reality, but I don't know about other people who knows their reality. They think that these clickbait, fake conspiracies, that's messing up with the real conspiracies theorists and fringe on the edge people think that they know everything, and all they know is stuff that they've never read ever, or they misread the Bible. And Pete seems like he knows how to read the Bible pretty well. The stuff that he's popping in the feed makes a lot of sense. And he's looking at it from a sensible way. He's not looking at it from a scared way, you know. And like I said, I believe Pete and some of my listeners, they already know. They know where their bread is buttered, you know what I'm saying, with their Lord and Savior. So they're not afraid about anything, whether it would happen or not. They're kind of like me. I'm like, if it happens Monday, it don't. If it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. Whatever. We know where our bread is buttered. But like earlier, one of the people got in here. He got mad. You don't know what you know in your mouth. You mean your mouth. And you do? No, I don't. But you know, because I got a participation certificate. Never finished school, didn't do anything. All right, we got some AI to get into in just a few moments. I'm going to do my daily devotion, brought to you by Noonan City Church. 13 minutes past the hour. We are holding right now at 64 degrees in the under cloudy skies in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan and Atlanta. Parts of Atlanta were stormed yesterday. There were storms that come through, flooding. Some flooding still going on in North Georgia this morning. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that as it comes in. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents. critters or gooey things at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. All right. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, bringing you today's daily devotion from Sarah Young's Jesus Listens. She's the author of Jesus Calling. There we have church services 8 a.m. inside, on Sundays 9 a.m. and 10:30 outside under the tent, and Hip Cool Kids for the 6:30 services. All right, Psalms 55:22, Isaiah 9:6, 1 Peter 5:7, and Philippians 4:19. Mighty God, I delight in your invitation. Cast your burdens on me, and I will sustain you. That's what God says. Carrying my own burdens is exhausting. My shoulders aren't designed for heavy loads, so please teach me to cast all my cares on you. When I become aware of something is weighing me down, I examine the concern to determine whether or not it's my problem. If it isn't mine, I can simply let it go. But if it is my problem, I need to talk with you about it, asking you to help me see it from your perspective and take whatever action is needed. I've been learning that I must not let problems become my focus and weigh me down. I am so thankful for your promise to sustain me, Lord. Amen. And provide everything I need. Your word assures me you will meet all my needs according to your glorious riches. In Jesus' name, amen. That's what we're talking about right there. That's a belief in a reality and real. That's real. That's not some clickbait stuff. That's not some false conspiracy theory. That's not some lizard people running the government. That's not some the solar eclipse is going to be the end of the world. That's not the Civil War movie is a prequel to what's really going to happen. No, it's not. People are not like that. Majority of the people are not like all this stuff that we see out there. The few clickbaiters that make money off of people, the reason they get mad at me and say things to me, guys, to all my listeners, is because I'm calling them out for lying. And they don't like that. I say, tell me when I'm telling, and they know they can't. And it's because they're hurting you. And I'm not going to let them hurt you. I'm here for you. That's why if we're being hurt, we're being hurt all in the Tennessee State Prison. I'm here for those ladies and gentlemen in there that made decisions and they're there to recoup themselves and get back out into the real world. I'm there for all these people to let everybody know that Jesus for real sent himself to take care of all of us. Yes, I know there's going to be people who I don't want to hear that. Well, my non-believers want to hear it more than my believers. Let me tell you that. Thank you, Sweet Lee. Sweet Lee says, amen. And I'm not a believer. See there? My non-believers want to hear it more than you guys. You know why? You know why? Because they're seeing somebody actually tell the truth. Sue says, that's right. Normally, you would be asking for all that money. Well, you know, I do. You do need to plant $100 seed with Ryan, and you'll get $1,000 back. Tim says, laugh out loud. Thank you. I'm going to do that now. All right. But no, I'm just sitting here disgusted by the media and how it's gone too far, knowing the FCC is getting ready to trim it back and people calling, they're taking away my freedom of speech. No, freedom of speech is, got a comedian coming up here on the show next Friday, Jim Gossett. He's going to be telling some jokes that's really funny. And nobody's offended by it. I mean, there may be a few people, but that's because they don't like his type of comedy or they, whatever. Who cares? I don't. But I think everybody, should have a good time. But the reality of it is we got a small portion of people that are listening to clickbaiters. I don't even call them conspiracy theorists, clickbaiters. And those clickbaiters are destroying the world. The clickbait fringers are destroying the world. At least a few people, the 4 or 5 people that are listening to them. I'm trying to get those people out of that. And people are, well, I'm just going to do, nobody, I don't want, no, I've got 5,000 friends on both pages, and I should be having 5,000 people watching every day. But when people get on and don't like what they hear because it contrasts with lies that the media is telling them, and it's not just the mainstream media. Guys, it's not just the mainstream media. Let's just don't blame it on just Fox and CNN and Newsmax and MSNBC. Let's don't just blame it on them. It's easy to blame it on the people that's making all the money because they're giving their opinions, because those are all opinion shows. But let's blame it on the people that get on the clickbaiters, that get on the YouTube and the Facebooks and everything, that sit here and literally pick the Bible up, read it. Just like, my friend here, Pete, said Enoch and the witnesses that will die in the streets hasn't happened yet. But somebody would come back and go, well, I'll tell you what, Pete, the reason that it has already happened, it's happened to this great leader over here and that great person over there, and all those poor people that were killed in the streets on either, they'll use examples of protest, people being killed. Those were the witnesses. And they'll try to, turn it around on you. And you know as well, that's not true. But other people don't. You must love your neighbor as yourself, James 2:8. These people don't love themselves nor their neighbors. One of the greatest commandments. That's right. But we've got to, these people are trying to make money. They don't want to work job. They're working their real jobs and they're trying to get into a business that they don't belong in, which is in broadcast radio and television. And they're trying to get into it by spreading clickbait lies and go, I'm the most popular thing in the world. No, you're not. You're popular. You're the hot thing right now. You're just coming out of the plate, hot plate. You're warm right now. You're the pancake that just got made coming right out. But you sit there for a couple of hours, it's going to be rubbery. All right, we're going to talk about the Bray Wyatt documentary in just a few moments. I do got a couple of weird news stories I want to get into right quick at about 21 minutes past the hour. And there's a new language model called the voice engine, the AI voice engine. And this new model can take your voice, my voice. It can take my voice and it can make a whole show it could take and do my whole 3-hour show for a full 6 months if I wanted it to and not be here. I am AI. Whoops. Up. Danger. People are going to think you're not real, Ryan. Get back to being real. Anyway, it's called ChatOp. It's created by Open AI, and it can take a person's voice just in a matter of seconds and actually sound just like that person. The AI model is named Voice Engine and needs just a 15-second audio sample of your speech to be able to do this and make it organic speech. Man, this is what's scary. They're going to be able to take people, not pay them, send them home from their jobs and use them at their jobs. That's why we're going all live. That's why people are like, well, Ryan, he's a real radio man. He knows radio. Man, I'm all about the radio people because I know, and all about the TV people out there because I know that AI is trying to destroy it because the big corporations don't want to pay people anything. They're mad because they have to raise their rates, or actually have to raise pay to pay somebody to make a living. So, no, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. No. So we're just going to AI everything. So that leaves people out on the streets with no jobs. And you tell them, hey, you can get a job in a mill or a call center. You can do something else. No, they can't, because pretty soon those will be AI. First of all, you can't tell these people that are in the entertainment world and the business and the radio world and tell them that they can get a regular job. That don't make sense. They can't. Stop with your imagination. This is not 1968. They can't. Okay? They can't. Stop it. It gets on my nerves every time I hear somebody saying that to somebody who's been in this business or wondering why these actors are living in trailers, barely making it, dying, and are not going out. Well, how come they can't go out there and get a job? Because that's not what their calling was. Hollywood used them up, ate them up, and spit them out. Unless then they sold out to Satan or something. But AI, they're replacing all of you. And pretty soon, why do you think you get 100 calls a day from the same number? It's the only call center in India that's actually hired people and they got a connection to a few people in the United States that they're working with. That's the only call centers that's got real live people. Everything else is artificial intelligence. Probably majority of your phone and television cable, your phone, all that stuff that you're dealing with now is artificial intelligent people. Unless you really have a real terrible problem, then they send you to somebody who is less likely to be one of 10 people in a call center now compared to how many people were in call centers years ago. Or they outsource them to at-home jobs. The reason they started doing the at-home jobs is the AI is taking over, and pretty soon they'll say, well, we won't need you at home anymore. And people don't want to believe this. They believe those jobs and that stuff that they do is going to last forever, that everything else don't, and you need to get out of this because I don't like this. I've heard it many a times in my business, many a people, I've heard them go, I'm grinding, I'm working hard, I'm trying to keep this going, and nobody else understands. And I hear it daily from all kind of television and radio people, and I go, you don't have to say that because I can tell you're working hard. And then you start thinking, well, this AI is what's destroying these jobs. Okay, I can see why they're reminding people. I used to wonder why I was hearing this all the time in live shows all over this country, live radio shows, television shows. Now I'm seeing it because the AI is destroying their business. It's destroying every business. And now that they've got this, pretty soon you won't know whether the person you're listening to on the radio is real or not, whether the person you're talking to on the phone is real or not. You won't even know whether the person that is working in that same facility you're working in is real or not. I mean, welders Pete would be the only one. Pete might like this though. Him and 3 people probably the only ones working in their deal in the next couple of years. Idle hands and minds are the tools of the devil. Yes, it is. But I don't mind the AI if it was helping push business and people continue to work, but it's not helping businesses whatsoever. You can't expect somebody to say, hey, let's go make money. Nobody's going to make money. I mean, me as a person, I'm not going to go out here to a local restaurant and pay them to eat their food if there's not a guy or gal back there cooking, a guy or gal that's serving, a guy or gal that's a host or hostess. Why would I want food from them if an AI robot is making it all and it puts somebody out of work that's talented? Oh yeah, I know some of you don't want to believe that people that work in these restaurants, that's their calling, but I do. I believe everybody's got a calling. So why would I want to support that? That's the same thing as saying, well, I'm going to support somebody calling me from my cable company and it's not a real person. I'm going to keep supporting that. I'm going to keep getting my internet. I'm going to keep getting my internet from this people instead of getting it from a group over here that's got live people. No. And look, guys, if you ever sign up to get anything in your life into 2024, you're going to get calls all day long from the same call center. Why? Because there's very, very few live people anymore, and they are trying to make sure that they're working all day. They've got the same 25 people, and if it's let's just say the call center is 24 hours a day, or actually they don't call after 7. Let's just say they're all open from 7 a.m. or from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. at night. They're calling the same 25 people 6 days a week, 7 days a week. It's sad, guys. It's sad that AI has done that. AI is supposed to help our world advance, not take jobs away. I keep blocking those numbers. I know you have to block those numbers, but honestly, those people are the only live ones. And then you have a lot of people say, well, I'm doing well at home jobs. Well, pretty soon those jobs are going to be shut down. What's up, Captain Hot Buns from Arizona is on with us this morning. Also, Captain Hot Buns, we have a lot of great people listening on the Navajo Nation as well as the Tennessee State Prison online this morning. So, wow, It was 10K listening yesterday. So hopefully they're all listening again this morning. I know they got my link yesterday. So, and I appreciate them. But yeah, AI voice engineer. This could take your voice, copy it, and do. It's coming very soon. And they're pretty soon they're going to be telling you, we don't need you. 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 And it's like, well, everything's online now. We don't need you. Ordering food's online now. We don't need you. Groceries is online now. We don't need you. You know, DoorDash pretty soon is going to be people are going to be out of business going DoorDash and delivery because automated cars are going to take over. We don't need you. I mean, that's fantastic. It's fun to watch those futuristic movies and everything. But, you know, to me, it's messing up. It's like, I've had people tell me, why are you still in that business, man? Because I'm live all day. Some people say I'm good at it. I appreciate that. I don't like that business. When you grow up, it's what I'm in. Why would I want to go somewhere that's going to be shut down in the next 3 months when I'm live all day? People from church, let's see. People from, I'm going to take a break here. People from church call me and their numbers show up as spam. AI doesn't, or drones. Ooh, yeah. Well, it happens a lot. And some of those, and look, and there is and you just made a point there, Pete. A lot of numbers that are calling you too, besides just the ones that are calling you from 10 to 7 when live people they're automated. Hello, you have been chosen for the life insurance policy from Insurance Life. Insurance Life can insure you and your entire family. Just press 1 to talk to one of our friendly agents. Beep. Hello, I am one of our friendly agents. My name is Jim. Thank you for calling Insurance Life. We appreciate We would like to get you set up on a plan today. Are you married or single? Press 1 for married. Press 2 for single. That's exactly how it is, guys. It's taken away from jobs, and all we're doing is worried about whether you have the job I like or not. And then everybody's like, well, and then all we want to worry about is, well, it's the economy, and it's this, and it's that. No, it's multi-intelligent billionaires that are doing this. They're intelligent. Don't get them wrong. They may be mean, but they're intelligent. I mean, they're making money off of it somehow, and we're falling for it. Captain Ahmad says LMAO, too funny. Yeah. So a lot of times, I keep explaining to people that's where your call center is going. Next, some of your meals are going to go that way. Yep, that's what the calls do. Yeah. Remember when that salesman used to call you at home years ago and go, Hey, John, how you doing, bro? This is Jim from Insurance Life. You got about 5 minutes. I know you're getting ready for dinner. You know, they had this script they would go through, but it was a real person. Remember how we used to get irritated with real people and go, I wish that they wouldn't call me at 7. Now you could fuss. And remember, you used to fuss at some of those real people. Why are you calling me? You fuss at them. They're like, I understand. You fuss at the computer and be like, I don't understand what you're saying. Do you choose 1 or 2? No, why are you calling me? Are you single or married? It's none of your business. I don't understand. I don't compute. So you can't cuss the AI out. You don't offend them. All right, we're going to take a break. Back in a moment. We got some strange, unusual news for you on this weird Wednesday. Still to come in the final period, Randy Rocket Cody from the Metal Den magazine will join us this morning. We're going to talk about the murder conspiracy of Sam Kinison. And speaking of that, up in the feed is our poll question of the morning. Which comedian, who is no longer with us, would you not mind haunting you? Oh, everybody's tied now. Richard Pryor's got 25% of the votes. Chris Farley, down by the river in a van at 25% of the votes. Sam Kinison, screeching at 25% of the votes. And Red Fox, you big dummies. I only got 25%, you big dummies. What's wrong with you big dummies? That's it. Get on there and vote. Back in a moment. More RyanORadio Penitentiary right after this. Oh, by the way, coming from, I need to take a break, but Sam Kennison says, Sweet Leaf Sue says she likes Red Fox. Tim, Bob, and Rodney K all love Chris Farley. So there you go. Alice is saying Richard Pryor. David is saying Sam Kennison. So is Michael. So there you go. Robert in Australia likes Richard Pryor. I mean, Red Fox, sorry. Also, Diana says Sam Kennison. And Sarah Bear says Sam Kennison. Back in a moment.
Street here in Noonan. Cloudy skies early to partly cloudy by the afternoon. High near 65. Winds north-northwest 10 to 15 to 25 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight. Low near 42. Winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Heading into your Thursday, except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny. High near 60. Winds northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. Some clouds early on Thursday night with a low near 38. Winds northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Beautiful sunny skies on Friday. High near 61. North-northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear, cool skies on Friday night. Low near 38. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to be a beautiful weekend ahead for Saturday and Sunday with highs in the 60s and 70s and lows near the 30s and 50s. That's your active weather forecast, sponsored by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home, offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bedbug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control, repair, buy, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street, Noonan, 770-954-9941.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today's, you raise a lot of questions.
You gotta love it.
With Killingsworth Realty, my
Man.
husband Todd and I serve the area as a leader. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Family fun is back in Lynette. Primetime Carnival and Jordan Communications present the Lynette Spring Carnival. April 2nd through the 7th. Rides, fun, food, games, more. Open nightly 6 p.m. 2 p.m. for weekends. Lynette Spring Carnival. Highway 29, Old Mill Parking Lot in Lynette, Alabama. April 2nd through the 7th. Family fun for you and me. Be there.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
What's up, Creepy Confidential Morning Creeps? What's up?
Every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts for discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God, Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Shocking moments from WrestleMania. I'm going to play at the end of this hour. And after this next break, we're going to talk about the Becoming Immortal, the Bray Wyatt documentary. I checked that out last night. Also, I'm going to check out over the weekend, or try to check out today if I can for tomorrow's show, Quiet on the Set, the Nickelodeon situation. I'm going to dive deeper into all that tomorrow as well. This morning, we're going to talk about Sam Kinnison's murder conspiracy in the final period with Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com. That's coming up in just a few. Here's a couple little newsworthy notes for you. Fun little things, funny little things, and unique little things to head into our big news story of the days, which we're going to talk about Bray Wyatt. All right, 3 children and their grandparents have allegedly been at the mercy of some malicious entities in Zimbabwe. Among the many incidents is objects disappearing from in the air, strange noises, doors opening and closing on their own, lights flickering on and off. They also have one of those little trolls in their yard. So they woke up one morning and said the children woke up one morning with their hair shaved. Sounds like some poltergeist to me, if you've ever seen that movie. This happened in Zimbabwe. We'll keep you abreast on what further goes on there. Metallic UFO captured on camera by airline passengers heading over New York City. The object appeared to zoom right past them, the window, at a fast speed. Exactly what the object could be remains unclear to many who were on that flight. We talked a little AI stuff earlier. Here's some other strange news. Object that crashed through a Florida roof may have came from ISIS. Misses in a bottle washes up on the Cayman Islands beach. Rescued baby hedgehog turns out to be pom-pom from a hat. And tomorrow morning, we'll talk about Kyle, Texas, looking for many cows. We'll get into that. And a portion of the Virginia highway was shut down Monday when a 3-vehicle crash resulted in a cattle escaping on the roadway. That's Virginia for you. Virginia State Police said the tractor trailer hauling the cattle was involved in a 3-vehicle crash at about 11:40 a.m. on Monday, 233-mile marker just before it got into Augusta County there in Virginia. The crash had several cows escape on the roadway, causing traffic to back up for 9 miles. Augusta County Animal Control came out to help round up the cows. They round them up. There's a lot of beef on the road. It was beefy. What's beefy is beefy. All right, we're going to take a short break, 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary at 64 degrees under cloudy skies in the Atlanta area. Time and temperature this hour brought to you by Southern States Bank. Southern States Bank, making banking easier. Personal, well, the sun is coming out now. Personal, business, and more. Banking is perfect in East Alabama, West Georgia with our friends at Southern States Bank, located in Newnan at 20 Oak Hill Boulevard. In Carrollton, just a couple of miles, about 15 minutes away. I should say about 15 minutes away in that right direction. And down in East Alabama, in Auburn, Anniston, and Lineville. Some of the great locations you can be a part of. Southern States Bank, making banking easier. Cattle. Where's the beef? Says Pete. It was all over the road. Look, they're lucky. They're lucky that it didn't happen in the small little southern town, because one of those cows would have went missing. Somebody would be like, man, aliens took them, man, I don't know. And they'd have had it in their yard going, man, we got milk, we got beef, we got all kinds of things with this cow. I'm just kidding. I don't have any family members that would have did that. At least none I would tell you about. Back in a moment.
Favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Holly, yes.
Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to
Without
the
wishbones on.
location, bringing you the best chicken around.
Creepy Confidential. We got to get you back on the show one day.
Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Camina Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to get involved, or text K for K Newman to 44321 to donate.
I heard you recently discovered a new COVID variant.
A new COVID variant. You remember Omicron? This is called another con. Thank you so much. It's Saturday Night Live, April 20th at the Coastal Grill, formerly House in Roswell, featuring comedian Jim Johnson from the Rob Carson National Radio Show. It's a fun-filled night of comedy, impressions, and brand new parody songs. Joey and Don Givers in 7 places. St. Louis, John. That's Saturday, April 20th, 8 p.m. at the Coastal Grill in Roswell. For tickets or more information, visit newsmakerline.com or call.
Yep, she's going to be there today and tomorrow. That's what she said on Monday. Dallas, Georgia.
Tune in Thursdays.
She's going to be having a full-fledged classes.
Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show, hosted by me, Ariel Green. Each week, we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss exciting environmental news, ways to get involved locally, and we'll hear from women of color who are saving the planet in their own unique ways. Be sure to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show every Thursday at 10 a.m.
This is Dave Scott, host of Space.
We're coming back.
Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery and unbelievable stories of people experiencing true tales of ghosts, UFOs, monsters, from the finest storytellers we know. Tune in Spaced Out Radio nightly on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Woo-hoo. Oh, he already misses her. Already missing her. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You hear in the background a little Bray Wyatt music, his first original theme song from the Wyatt family, a.k.a. Wyndham Rotunda, the son of Mike Rotunda, best known as IRS in the WWE, Mike Rotunda in the WCW, Michael Wall Street, and I should say in WCW, all that good stuff. His brother is Bo Dallas. Taylor's his real name, Taylor Rotunda, who played Uncle Howdy in the final days of Bray Wyatt, with the new Bray Wyatt 6 that was going to be there. The Righteous was going to be a part of that. I watched the documentary on Bray Wyatt. It's called Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal. This young man and his family, you could just tell he was influenced at a young age by some of the similar stuff my friend Creepy Confidential is. He was into all the scary stuff, and according to Bo Dallas, I was like, look, I was into Stone Cold and rock and all that, but my brother was more into the Undertaker and Kane and people like that. Papa Shango. So that's where he kind of got that influence from. It had a whole thing about Bray Wyatt over the years. Things that he did. Went through the time when John Hubert, a.k.a. Luke Harper, a.k.a. Brody Lee, passed away at a young age in 2020. Went through everything with Bray. It was to me, it was a very good documentary on the life of a man that was only 36 years old when he passed away with a heart problem. And not very many people. We saw that he had started dating JoJo when he had previously been married to another woman. But this documentary showed that Bray Wyatt was one of these unique people that was able to get along with his ex-wife. And she was able to get along with him. And when he died, she even had a heart problem, tears in her eyes because of her kids. All of his kids got along. The two he had with his previous wife, the two he had with JoJo, because the two he had with JoJo, they were all young. They're all young anyway. No teenagers, all young anyway. Probably up to 10 or 11 is the oldest and youngest. But wow, it's amazing. To me, what I took from it was everybody in his family loved him. Everybody in his respected him. All of his friends respected him. All of his family respected him. He was a good guy. He was a hard worker, and he was hardcore about his character. And the cool thing they started off with is how Mike Rotunda tagged up with Barry Windham. This is which Windham Rotunda. Windham got it from his first name from his mother's maiden name, and how Windham Rotunda's mother met his father, Mike Rotunda, and they were not supposed to be dating. Don't date a wrestler. But they had Barry Windham in it as well, one of the former greatest United States champion, WCW World Champion of all time. Remember the Four Horsemen? And him and Mike both were going in because they were tag team champions 2-time occasions in WWE as a U.S. Express. They're going in this weekend into the Hall of Fame. So, wow, it was great to see this documentary. I quite enjoyed it and quite saddened by this young man's early death. And he had a lot more to give to the character by they say changing the character, but Bray didn't change his character. Bray just adapted his character, and his character just grew. He stayed with the same character, but it just grew. He didn't drop from of course he was Husky Hugh or something in the beginning when it didn't work out for him. But when he did the Bray Wyatt character, he just adapted that character throughout his WWE career. It's a great watch. It's called Bray Wyatt documentary, Becoming Immortal. So it's available now on all streaming sites. I thought it was good. What's up, Sheriff? Thank you for joining us this morning. It's really windy where you're at. A lot of storms where I was at. So coming up in the final period this morning, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in the final period, we're going to be talking about Sam Kinison, the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy with Randy Rocket Cody from the MetalDen.com. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, from the MetalDen.com. He'll join us this morning in the final period. We'll talk a little metal music. At about 9:05, that's 5 minutes past the hour, whatever time it is you're at, we're going to go on the air with him. Randy Rocket Cody joins us from the MetalDen.com, and that's coming up in the next period. And since it's Weird Wednesday, which comedian, who is no longer with us, would you not mind haunting your home? 21% of you want Sam Kinison. 29% say Chris Farley now. 21% say Richard Pryor. And hey, you big dummies, I should be way ahead of Chris Farley. But hey, Red Fox got 29% as well. Well, it's WrestleMania week, and we're going to do the shocking WrestleMania moments. Top 10 from the WWE. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. Randy's next.
Back in the ring. He
Magic City. Listen to this place. Oh, to the beacon. We need something.
Ah, so you voted Chris Farley there, because he's a fellow member of the Wisconsin. West. Member of the Wisconsin home state. So you're Chris Farley. There you go.
And the Fiend now looking for Sister Abigail.
You smell barbecue. The crowd went crazy for him. I come from Pine Road. It's coming from Pine Road. Oh! It's coming from Pine Road, huh? Go get us some barbecue. A little piece down the road. Go get us some and bring it to me. Go in there and tell them who you are, Pete. Say, I'll trade welding. Do like they used to back in the day. I'll trade welding for barbecue. Tell them I'll talk about it. Ryan will talk about you on the radio. I'm just kidding. Oh, I see where you're at.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Not far from me. There you go. Yeah. Go get us some barbecue and ice cream. We got Randy Rocket Cody coming up for us in just a few, so stay with us. Mercedes-Benz Superdome. That was what we call the WrestleMania week beginning. Glad you're staying with us. If you came off, that's your fault, because Randy's coming up in just a minute.
The U.S. Geological Survey made the announcement Tuesday afternoon. It's the strongest quake to hit the island in 25 years. President Biden held a call with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Tuesday. RyanShelander reports.
The White House says the two leaders discussed a range of critical issues, including China's support for Russia amid its war with Ukraine, the conflict in the Middle East, and Taiwan and the South China Sea. The call marks the first conversation between the two leaders since their historic in-person meeting in November. This comes just days ahead of a scheduled trip to China by Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. I'm RyanShelander.
President Biden says Israel isn't doing enough to protect aid workers and civilians. He made the
I can see. Now why? Yeah, okay. Some of the questions I got from Randy. I can see why Sam Kinison was that loud. Okay.
This happens in war. President Trump is pushing for the New York judge in his hush money criminal trial to recuse himself. Here's Lisa Taylor.
Judge Juan Merchan ruled Trump is not allowed to attack his family members or those of DA Alvin.
Good morning.
Hey, brother, it's Randy.
Hey, brother, how's it going?
Great, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good on this Wednesday morning, my friend. Ecstatic. How about you?
I'm glad to be here talking.
I am too, brother. I'm glad to have you here and everything, man. It's going to be fun, especially this one on Sam Kinison. I mean, oh, my goodness, dude.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love it. Well, my whole question is.
It's a good one because it's against my thoughts of Hollywood. So.
Yeah, it's connect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so cool, that connection there and everything. And
heavy metal, Sam was real big and had a real big support from the heavy metal community when he was, during his
oh, I know. I remember that video.
He had a lot of different people, like the Guns N' Roses guys,
Slash and Motley Crue and Ozzy and Zach.
In his music video.
Yeah, I remember the music. Even John Bon Jovi was in that video with him. Yeah, man.
He was the heavy metal comedian, man. So it's a big time honor to get this report up finally.
Well, with that, since it's Weird Wednesday, I have a poll question up on my page every day. It helps with analytics. I put one every day on. Today is about comedians. Which comedian who is no longer with us would you not mind haunting you? And I got Sam Kinison, Red Fox, Chris Farley, and Richard Pryor's choices.
And what was saying, roasting you?
No, haunting you. Since it's Weird Wednesday, which comedian who is no longer with us, would you not mind haunting you, like haunting your house, following you around?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, man. Which one of these? I was like, well, probably Red Fox because he's less louder than the rest of them. Just think if you had Sam Kinison screaming in your ear all night.
Yeah, I go with Red Fox on that one.
I mean, he'd be like, hey, big dummy.
You don't want Sam Kinison, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd be like, big dummy. Hey, big dummy, get up, big dummy.
Oh, man. You know, my funny thing is that the roommate that I had back in the 90s, that he was the manager of that band Rock that I wrote before.
Right.
He was friends with Sam Kinison.
Really?
And, yeah, well, you know, he bumped into Sam at the club. You know, he was, my friend was a real big, you know, he was in party clothes and shit. So, you know, he'd go out and go to the clubs and stuff. And he would not shut up about Sam Kinison. All he did was play his fucking tape. You know, I was living with him.
Right.
With this guy. So, you know, I partied with things like that. But he'd tell me all sorts of crazy stories about Sam Kinison. He first time I met him, he went to go use the fucking bathroom stall, one of the clubs in Hollywood.
Right.
Sam was in the stall doing coke.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's how I met him. And Sam was like, you know, you want to party, and so that's how it all started. He partied. He was hung out with him different times, and you know, that's how he made a lot of different connections and whatnot. You know, he had a big connection. My roomie had a big connection with King Bay.
Right.
You know,
oh, man.
To the apartment, and I answered it. He just says, Bubba there. You know, he didn't even say his name. My friend's name's Bill. He just calls everybody Bubba because he doesn't remember his name. You know?
That's smart. Hey. You meet too many people, you're gonna do that. It's bet. Yep.
That Ingday does that. He just calls her his Bubba there, and you know, the Ingday parties too. You know, just throw down a rail or two, and
I wouldn't believe that about him. No.
Yeah, I just thought it was pretty funny because that was pretty cool. Actually, the guitar player for the band that I was writing for got to play. Bill, he was in Florida. Ingday was playing a gig, and he was at his hotel room, and Bill was hanging out with him.
All right, brother, we're getting ready to go on. We're gonna go on a little early, so we can get some things underway. Here we go. It's the final period of play, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you're in lockdown, and we appreciate everybody listening to us all over the Navajo Nation and the Tennessee State Prison, including everybody on our YouTube page and everywhere. We'll talk all about all that coming up. Plus, we're going to go inside this Sam Kinison murder conspiracy next. Don't you dare move away. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only, Neal, of course. That's right. I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide say that all over the RyanORadio media page that gets out to Amazon Prime and iHeartRadio and 25 other different podcast platforms. We're across the Navajo Nation, which is Earth Rock Radio, including 25 internet and real radio stations out there, Arizona, and of course, New Mexico. Across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, across the flagship station in Atlanta and Metro Atlanta, right here. We are the talk of Atlanta, 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, news, and much, much more. We're everything. We're live. We're real. And to my haters, I got this one thing to say to you. I am the man around here, and if I'm the man around here, you know why I've got this next guest. He is the king of heavy metal journalism. Let's just say he's the king of metal. He all hail to the king of real journalism, my man, my friend from the MetalDen.com, won over 100 million organic impressions on Facebook in 2023. Please welcome Randy Rocket Cody, what's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you on this weird Wednesday, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm real happy to be here.
Glad to have you here with us this morning as well. People are ready to hear some stuff. We're going to get into Sam Kinnison's murder conspiracy and everything. We've got a real journalist here with us that's been following a lot of things. And Randy and I just want to say this about Randy. He's not a clickbaiter. He's a real journalist because he was bringing you all the stuff that was on the Epstein's list a few years ago. And it seems like everybody wants to ignore that list now for some reason. I don't know why. But we're going to continue on with what we want to get into this morning, except for Randy and I are not ignoring it. But anyway, let's talk a little rock and roll and heavy metal news. What's new on the metalden.com? First, I want to talk about Mick Mars and Motley Crue and what else is news. What else is going on new?
Well, we had a report that just came out that Mickey Six apparently wants to renew his friendship with Mick Mars before he ends Motley Crue in 2031. Now, this has come out, of course, on the heels of the victory that Mick scored in court because the legal docs were being, financial documents were being held back from it. I told everybody about this months ago, and that was the basis for the ruling, the latest ruling that they would have to pay his legal fees. So this is a step in the right direction, certainly for Mick, because it's showing that everything I've been talked about is being considered. The court is going to look at all the different things that related to what happened with the stadium tour. If you look at Mick's complaint that in his lawsuit, you got that available to read.
True.
You just Google it, okay? But basically, this is available in a PDF. This is the only court docs that are available at this moment. The leaked court docs that I speak of, we're not sure if they're ever going to actually release these documents because this is being moved to private arbitration later this year. So that they're trying to keep all the dirt from getting out to the public.
Right.
Okay. And this is the stuff related to the stadium tour, the backing tracks being used, the gaslighting of Mick Mars, the ripping off his profit. People have to realize that Mickey Six is not a destitute person.
No.
Mickey Six just took in about $75 million the past 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, they sold their entire catalog for $150 million for Motley Crue. So
Wow.
he's got $37.5 million just for that. Okay.
Wow.
They got paid for the dirt.
Right.
It's just come out last handful of years, and they got used for the stadium tour cost, which made him somewhere around probably like another $15 to $20 to $30 million. So this guy is not hurting.
No.
And for him to go on and on about Mick wanting what is owed to him, and to insult this guy who helped really found the band. He named the band.
Yes.
He was the guy who played the guitar. Really, actually played the guitar, and those performers were concerned with
wrote songs.
I think really right now we're in a damage control mode. Is what Mickey Six is trying to do. I've done so much damage.
Right.
To this man's to his reputation that now he's trying to get sympathy by saying, I'd like to make up and I've got this tattoo of Mick on my leg. Well, you know what? Nothing's been solved yet. Mick is still being screwed over.
Yes.
In terms of what he's owed. What they're talking about is just not right to have this guy who's been with the band for 41 years.
Right.
Sort of never left the band.
Nope. Never did solo.
Projects, right?
Nope.
41 years.
Never.
I just find it real funny that there's all this negativity towards him after he wants to put out his solo album.
Yeah, the one thing that's coming to my mind about this, Randy, is while you're talking about this, and Nikki wants to get back on his good side, I'm thinking that the AI production of the new album's not working out too well, and he's needing somebody with some ideas that can play a song and actually knows how to play Motley Crue music.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I mean, look, we're heading towards, we've already completed the first quarter of this year.
Right.
Where's the new music, Nikki said?
Exactly.
He told us about how old and feeble Mick Mars is. But Anne Margaret releases at the age of 81 last year a rock album titled Born to Be Wild. So an 81-year-old woman released a new album.
I know.
Nikki Sixx has not released a new album with Motley Crue in 16 years and counting.
Right.
And what it's come down to, because he sold the catalog off, okay, and he doesn't make music.
Right.
You go 16 years of not making music and expect to make money in the music business. It's a business. And so what he's trying to do now is damage control because, he knows that all he's got now is Mick and Mick's popularity, because he could see all the millions and tens of thousands of comments being left on my Team V Facebook and
Oh, yes.
of Mick, and that people are turning against Motley Crue without Mick in the lineup. They had low ticket sales at the start, with the New Year's Eve gig they were supposed to do. They had to cancel that, and now they're booking Windstar Casino, the State Fair. They're booking ridiculous gigs for a band that's supposed to be of their caliber. And I think it's just indicative of the damage that has been taken by Sixx and Kovac. After all, they claimed all these things were going to happen with the stadium tour, and that Vince Neal was going to be in shape. He wasn't in shape.
He wasn't. You're right.
Not in shape.
No.
And Mick backed it all up in his lawsuit. So said everything I said. He said it point by point.
Well, I tell you what, we definitely going to keep up with this and read it at themetalden.com for sure, my brother, and find out more that's going on with the Motley Crue cat Mick Mars. I want to move on to another band that we love and another band that's close to your heart, just like Motley Crue is close to you out there in Hollywood. Another band that's close to your heart, especially members that were close to your wife's family and your wife, Pantera. We're hearing from Rex is saying this is not a tribute, or this is not a whatever type of band it is. This is Pantera, bringing in. It's not. What's going on in the Pantera camp? Is there any word on them trying to work on some new music and stuff?
Yeah, that word is coming out that, coming directly from the guys in the band.
Yeah.
Who are saying that, there was talk that they're going to do a live album and, for this tribute tour. Now, listen, people need to understand this. That 10, 12, 13 years ago, nobody wanted anything to do with the Pantera, anything in terms of having a reunion or a tribute show, including Vinnie Paul himself.
Right.
Okay? So here I was, the dude on this again, alone on an island all by myself.
Exactly.
Up in the palm tree or whatnot, screaming from the sky about what's really happening.
Yes.
And I think it's pretty amazing that the people seem forget how ugly the breakup was between Pantera, Phil Anselmo, Rex Brown, and the Abbott brothers.
Exactly.
A lot of people, myself included, feel this is they're going down the wrong road with this.
Right.
When I called for these tribute shows, again, I was the first guy that said, let's do it.
Yes.
Everyone said, you're a jerk. No,
yes.
We don't want these guys to
exactly.
get back together. There's no Pantera without Dimebag. That was the word came out of the management for Pantera and Phil and stuff.
Right.
And so, but I being me, I kept doing what I do. And so I launched a host via K-Eagle, which is no longer a station here in DFW, but it was a radio station back 10 years ago. And I posted up a story about them reuniting for some festival and took a bunch of heat for it. And I told them, I said, I said it from I said, you guys have to do at least a tribute, even if it's just a
Right, a one-off tribute show. I agree.
Right, even a one-off or a series of days, whatever.
Exactly.
But now they're talking about making it permanent. Now they're talking about we're going to make this a permanent thing now because our careers in the toilet. I mean, Rex Brown was selling personal belongings.
Oh, I know.
A couple of years ago.
Oh, I know.
That's how desperate he was getting. He was selling gear, guitar, bass guitar gear.
Yeah, I remember.
I was told in a really bad position. So,
Wow.
Because again, him and Phil's careers have gone into the toilet.
Yep.
They really have. They haven't had the big time success that they experienced where they could sell out a big venue, a big arena.
Exactly.
They can't do that with Down. They can't do that with Superjoint Rituals. I went and saw
Those are good bands.
Superjoint back in around the start of 2000.
Right.
That was maybe 50 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
So
they're good bands, though. Yeah.
yeah, literally. And so the thing is that they're looking at this now as an opportunity. Apparently, to make money, more of it. The Dimebag Darrell estate, is behind this because apparently they're getting monetary payouts for this whole thing.
Right.
And so everybody's got their hand out, but what they're not realizing is that that there's a lot of people out there who just don't want to see anything more that would tread on the great legacy that the Abbott brothers
Exactly.
have created. And so that's kind of where it's at now. I told you all that there's some tracks that were unfinished.
Yep.
That were produced by the Abbott brothers
Right.
before Dimebag died. It was initially going to be used for the Damage Plan 2 album, but that the brothers, particularly Dimebag, decided that he wanted to get back and squash things between him and Selmo and Brown.
Right.
And present these songs as a way to make these Pantera songs because they really sounded more like Pantera
Then Damage Plan. Yeah.
Yeah, so as I understand it, the bass, the drums, and the guitar. All they need is the vocal.
Wow.
And you could relay Rex's, have him, all he would have to do is lay a bass down. Same thing with Phil's going
Go do the vocals.
Yeah, you've got there's 5, 6, 8 songs where you could do an EP, but that would be the right way to end things, I would think, to
I agree.
that out as opposed to using the Pantera name and creating new songs without the Abbott money. So I just think it's a real dicey situation because once you go down that road, like I told you all about 56, you can't reverse the damage.
Nope.
The damage I have done to this band is eternal. It's eternal. It will. The only way I told you guys that they can even get back up to the basics with the band is to bring back Mick Mars. Now,
True.
because they treated him so poorly, and because I busted this, bass playing at bass, the lip syncing going off, Vince Neal, and Tommy fake drumming off tour.
Yep.
The damage that is done, I mean, it reached hundreds of millions of people. This is stuff that people will remember for the rest of their lives. It's never going to go away. Motley Crue is never going to recover fully from the damage that I've done to the band.
That's true.
And so I want you guys in Pantera to understand the same thing. You can go down this road. I invite you. But understand something.
Uh-huh.
The damage that I do is eternal, and it's here. It cannot be changed back. Once it's done, you've gone down that road, and you're going to take this damage to your legacy. I wouldn't go up against me, man. Not with my track record.
I know, and one thing we've talked about before is Zach and Charlie being with them. To me, if they went under a different moniker, a different name, because Zach's a great guitarist. Charlie, one of the greatest drummers of all times with Anthrax. If they had went under a different name, I personally believe that they went out, played a few Pantera songs, wrote their own songs under a different name, I think they could actually do something. They could actually go to festivals and stuff. Randy, we talked about this before.
Sure, they could do. I mean, you could do something. You could do a name that's a name in essence is a tribute to Dimebag and Pantera.
Yeah.
A name that that would make sense like that, but you can't expect to use that name Pantera, especially after what's gone on with Dimebag Darrell's tragic onstage murder. And I know it's been a couple decades now, but people,
It has.
wow. They're not going to have a good reaction to this. So,
Tread lightly.
You can sell out your brother, to make a few bucks, but realize what's going to be waiting on the other side of this. There's going to be repercussions. There's going to be, coming from all of this if they do decide to make music under the Pantera name and don't use those final Abbott Brothers tracks.
Exactly.
And I'm getting closer and closer to getting my hands on the track.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple people and I'm getting closer. I'll tell you what, if they try to do anything like pull a trick where they're using these tracks because nobody in the public has heard them and they use those tracks to make this album and try to pull a fast one on everybody that way, I'm going to have already heard the track.
There you go.
I have them in my possession and I will be able to expose that.
There you go.
I'm telling you, I'm telling this to Rita, I'm telling this to everybody. I'm this close to getting my hands on those tracks.
That is awesome, brother. And we'll definitely, you're going to have you on the show and talk about that and get those tracks where we can let it be known. Guys, go to themetalden.com, read all the articles that's on there, everything from newer bands to Pantera, Motley Crue, so many flavors of ice cream. It's like so many flavors of ice cream, so many flavors of metal are all over there. So we're going to dive into.
31 flavor. Yep.
There you go, brother. That's right. And we want you guys to get on there. So I want to get into the Sam Kinison murder conspiracy that we're looking forward to talking about now. Who he is, what he was. Some people know of him, some don't. So let's talk about your new report posted at themetalden.com. What is the title? What can the fans expect out there from it?
Okay, I just posted up at themetalden.com the new report about late comedian Sam Kinison. The title is The Heavy Metal Comedian Sam Kinison Murder Conspiracy. Basically this is an introduction to, if you don't know much about Sam Kinison's story, he was a former Pentecostal preacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Strict religious family. And for him to have such an about face and go to become a comedian in Hollywood, at the time he did it, towards the end of the 80s, into the early 90s, he died in 92.
Right.
He was the king of comedy. He was the biggest name in stand-up comedy. He was, he appeared on TV on Married with Children. He was in a movie with Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He was really starting to make a name for himself. He was only 38 years of age. Oddly enough, same age as Dimebag. I was thinking, I was like, he just seemed so much older than 38.
Yep.
And a lot of it has to do with, as I said, because he was a preacher. He was a real deep guy.
Right.
But he didn't make any money as a preacher. So what he did was people thought he was funny, the way he would, his delivery and everything. And so even when he did his sermon, there's a little bit of humor to it. So he had a natural flair for stand comedy. And so that's what he did was he got into it. And he was the doorman at the Comedy Store in Hollywood.
Right.
That's owned by Pauly Shore's parents.
Pauly Shore's mom, Misty.
Misty passed away, but she had run it for years. Yeah, initially Sam was the doorman there.
Wow.
And Sam, she started giving him an opportunity to start doing stand-up comedy at the very, very end of the night. Like I'm talking like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Right.
Or later, after everybody else is done, she says, "Okay, Sam, you can go up on the stage now and do your bit."
Right.
So that's how he got started, and he started developing because all these rockers and stuff, they all live right there, practically. I mean.
Yeah, all down. Yep.
Sunset Strip, so.
I've been to it. Yes.
And including the guys from the crew and whatnot.
Right.
They'd come out and hang out at the Comedy Store when Sam was performing. Because he kind of became like an underground sensation.
Right.
People started hearing about his stand-up and how funny he was. So that's how he got going. And then he, like I said, he tragically died in what was reported as a accident
Yeah.
and to do a gig. And so that's what this article, this report really dives deep into, exploring, the possibility that there is, there was something else happened to this heavy metal comedian that's not really what's being reported. And I think I've got some really good points in here that I've made that really could get you to start asking questions about.
I definitely going to ask questions. I've asked questions for a long time, never thought of Sam Kinison and the stuff that's happened to him, because now knowing, I mean, I knew everything else. I knew he was religious background, but I know he was the preacher. So now I can see where his delivery was coming and everything. Your theory about the late stand-up comedian Sam Kinison's death was a staged accident, and he was actually murdered by the Hollywood Covenant. What evidence do you have to support your theory, which I believe?
Well, first off, take a look at one of the things I did was take a look at the autopsy report.
Right.
Along with other things related to the accident and news articles and whatnot. And along with gematria,
Mm-hmm.
I studied gematria, which is numerology.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important for people to understand. I mean, what's pretty wicked about this report is it's got the 23 enigma all over it. And I've talked about that before in other cases. And the 23 being inverted, it becomes 32. Well,
yep.
The source of gematria is the 32 rules for interpreting the Torah.
Wow.
Gematria is listed as rule number 28 of its 32 rules for interpreting the Bible. So gematria is basically the numerical equivalent of any given word or name, revealing its deeper meaning. And so, that being said, this coming April 10th, just a week from today,
Mm-hmm.
kind of odd that it'll be the 32-year death anniversary of Sam Kinison. And I found out, if you remember, I've been talking about, Neal's late porn star girlfriend, Savannah.
Yes.
The 22 well, she was age 23 when she died.
Mm-hmm.
She was potentially sacrificed. And again, this relates all back to this 23 or 32 once it's inversed. And what I also found is related to this, I think it's really fascinating. Once I did start to look at the actual satanic calendar there at the start of April, Good Friday, Day of Passion, Death of Christ, there's a male-only human sacrifice that's called for.
Wow.
And also Easter Eve Day, a male or a female sacrifice is called for. And then between April 21st and 26th, abduction, ceremonial preparation, and holding of sacrificial victims. So that's what I think happened here. I think that Sam, somewhere along the line, pissed somebody off.
Oh, he did. He did.
And now, whoever that was, why it was, that's still to be found out. But I can tell you this, that it shows me that with all that, looking at what I've talked about with the gematria and the 23 enigma, what I'll tell you all is, if you look at the numerology, and I included a link so you can actually go to the actual gematria breakdown. I'm not just making it, it actually came up this way, but
right.
I typed in Sam Kinison ritual murder,
right.
the Hebrew gematria search window, and the number it gave me is 1178. Well, remarkably, they'll give you all the equivalent. They'll give you the phrases that are equivalent to that numbering sequencing. Okay, under that, what I typed up for Sam Kinison ritual murder, bringing up that total of 1178. Well, here's what came up on it. And you can hit the link and see this all. I didn't write this, make this up. The first thing that came up was conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Equals 1178. I thought that was pretty amazing. Well, one was the first things that came up with conspiracy theorists.
Right.
Second, Jesus died for us.
Right.
Equals 1178. Rove of Jesus equals 1178. Satanic Judaism equals 1178. And then finally, sacrifice more than use equals 1178. So, with Sam was, the way that this works, the way the Illuminati works, and I touched on in the article as well about how the comedy club itself used to be a former mob hand.
Yes, it was.
So there's dead bodies in the basement. Same thing as the Viper Room.
Yeah, you told us that before. Yes.
Used to be a mob hangout. Well, both locations were painted black.
Ah.
Okay. Named Rock Club.
Oh, yeah.
You guys more about the Cuban Saturn.
Rock clubs. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
The Saturn worship, Saturn being Satan. That starts to point now. There's been talk that there was rituals that were conducted inside of the comedy store. And there's also there's a report out by Carl LeBeau, who was Sam's friend and a fellow comedian, that said that he saw Sam lifted up off the ground by an invisible entity backstage at the comedy store. So there's potential for possession. And as well, also, we know Sam was a big fan of Elvis Presley. I'll have some reporting coming out soon about Elvis as well, his interest in the dark arts. And
yes, the king.
And so people have to understand that it goes a lot deeper than what's been told to you. And I think
I believe it.
I think it's a pretty obvious thing that when you look at after he died, there were all sorts of blatant, ridiculous reports that came out by the authorities saying that,
I remember.
if Sam would have wore a seatbelt, he would have survived.
The man wore seatbelts.
This is the mockery. This is the way for the National Press Club, who are back to Bohemian Grove, who are involved in all this pedophilia.
Right.
It's just another way for them to mock all of us. To say, we took this dude out, this dude who used to follow Jesus Christ, right?
Yep, and probably still did.
Teacher, and now he's going to come out and he's going to make jokes about homosexuals and all this stuff.
Yep.
It put an X on his back.
It did.
So, and then on top of that, you have this all this stuff that came out about his wife, saying that his will was forged by a family member in the Kennedy family. That all of these different claims. She even claimed that at one point there was a claim that her the bodyguard had sexually tried to, she married shortly after.
Right.
To a very rich guy. Okay. So I just a lot of the strange occurrences in this that just seem like to me it's just more mockery of him because he was at one time a follower of Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
In a stand comedy act, that's all he talked about, and people knew. Anytime that these people know that you've had that kind of devotion at one point in your life, you're their enemy.
Oh, I know. I've seen it out there. Believe me, I've seen it. Yeah. I was out on the West Coast. I've played in bands. I saw people, and this is no lie. I've seen exactly this kind of thing happen and target people that I knew out in Las Vegas and everything. We'll keep talking about this Sam Kinnison's murder conspiracy with Randy Rocket Cody from the MetalDen.com when we come back after this short break. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for going to the poll question. Good morning to all of you. Back with more with the king of metal journalism and real journalism, the one, the only Randy Rocket Cody, in a moment. All right, brother. Sounds good. Loving it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't been, look, I'll tell you, people going to question, say, oh, I can't believe this, that, and the other. Why would they attack Christians or whatever? I lived out there, man. I knew a guy I was in a band with that was religious and then went atheist. And then he went back to being religious. And they all started attacking him, man. They all started making up all kind of lies on the man.
Yeah.
And things that were not even true about him.
Oh yeah.
So
And that's the thing too. I think a lot of that was done with after he died, and a lot of this stuff has come out. You know, this Carl LaVoe guy, he said all the things about the beer cans had all over the highway. That again, this is stuff that I believe that is just their way of mocking society.
it is.
They do these things to try to scare people into these celebrity type people as well, to try to get them to you know, to fool it in terms of the crazy driving that goes on out there. And, you know, they've done this. They did this with the Vince Neal thing. I told you when they said that, you know, they announced the national, you know, no alcohol, no driving day. You know.
Yeah.
And then he gets into his crash. There's
Yep.
a lot of people, including myself, who believe that was fake.
Oh, look, you know.
They did still Razzle, but he was sacrificed.
Yeah.
For the payment that had to be made to the company. And that's how it goes. And then the public comes calling, and the public, they get what they want. They don't care about any of this other stuff. They're going to get what they want. If they wanted Stan Kinison, or if they wanted, you know, Razzle, they're going to get them.
But dude, if anybody watches any of the American Horror Story series over the years to now, there's little Easter eggs and all of that stuff throughout the years that show you what you've been reporting on is what they believe out there and what they do out there. And there was one of them, one season, I guess it was the Antichrist season or whatever, that they really showed that there was satanic churches out there playing around and doing all this stuff, man. And this was coming from a television show. And I was sitting there going, you see, they're sitting here literally telling us what they're doing.
Yeah, well, my good friend passed away. Dirk Kraft worked for that guy.
Really?
So, yeah, my good friend of mine, Dirk Kraft, who I knew from LA when I was working in the movie theaters, he got in with the Directors Guild and came from Michigan. We were just cleaning movie theaters together. I was there for 19. And anyway, long story short, he ended up got into Hollywood under the Directors Guild, and he worked on a movie with Gene Simmons, Red Tide.
Okay.
Red Tide, Red Shirt.
I remember that one.
He told Gene Simmons to sit down in the boat because they're on the water, and Gene was standing up and said, "Gene, you're gonna fall in the water." And Gene kept standing up. And what happened next? Gene fell
in the water.
But yeah, he worked on Nip Tuck, and that was that cat's show as well. That guy that does that show that you're talking about. So, yeah,
Ryan Murphy, yeah.
Yeah, that show that Tuck was based off of all. He used to be work for a surgeon, for a plastic surgeon.
Right.
A cosmetic surgeon. So he saw all these crazy stories about how people are with plastic surgery and stuff. And I found a similar thing about what's his name, LeVay. That he worked as I don't know if he was a hospital ambulance driver or something.
I believe it.
Yeah, and so these guys, they get exposed to a lot of this stuff, and then they, in their art, they start to.
They show it. They show it and make it.
They show it because again, it's a way the Satanists say, to turn the mirror on the Christian.
Yeah, so they can pretend like it's fake.
Yeah,
all right.
It's like you guys make all these accusations and point fingers at us, but let me show you what you guys are doing.
Right. Well, we're coming back, brother. Here we go.
All right.
It's about 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. Southern States Bank bringing you a look at your time this morning. You're back in RyanORadio Penitentiary. Our guest this morning, of course, from the metalden.com, is the king of heavy metal journalism, the king of real journalism, our good friend, Randy Rocket Cody. As we continue talking about one of the most funniest comedians out there, Sam Kinison, and his death was supposed to be, quote, a car accident or something. As we continue to move in this, we talked about some of the stuff. You observed that Sam's official autopsy report, and you looked at it and you said the findings by the medical examiner are not consistent with a head on auto collision impact. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I mean, I provide the link in the report to Sam's official autopsy report, and he's got scratches on him. He's got scratches, abrasions on his leg, and a scratch above on his scalp. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
What a wow.
Yeah. You cannot suffer that kind of a head-on collision with the steering wheel in front of you.
Exactly.
Completely shatter all of your ribs.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
like I told you guys about in the Chris Cornell case, and I said that there's no possible way that he could have suffered 8 or 9 rib fractures getting CPR.
Exactly.
The case that he was in, still relatively young. Now, if you're a 90-year-old woman,
Understandable.
you've got a 200-pound medic pushing on your chest.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can break all her ribs.
Yeah, understandable. Yes.
You know, but not someone that's healthy.
Good health.
And what I told
built.
you all is the only way that you can suffer those types of fractures are in a car accident.
Right.
Are in a head-on collision where you take the dashboard in the chest, the steering wheel falls, or if you fell off of a building, if you fell off of in terms of just like even a 2-story height,
Right.
you can suffer that kind of damage. But there would have to be a lot more extensive damage, not only to Sam but to his wife.
Exactly.
And so there was none of that. And so that tells me right there, there's no picture of his corpse, which is typically what's released, in high-profile celeb cases actually die to have a picture of him on the slab, right?
Right.
We didn't get that. Just like how we didn't get that in the Cornell or Bennington case.
Exactly.
So that seems to be legal. Where is that because you guys moved so quick to towards the body? Was he put through a flame ceremony and then the parts of him actually digested, so that this is why we couldn't properly do things that are normally done, so that the public can see that this really is dead. He was killed this way. There's no real accident report. There's no that I've been able to find anywhere.
Right.
Other than news clipping articles about it, and like I said, all the subsequent reporting that came out afterward, that again was trying to smear his name and completely destroy his credibility and everything with fans. I just think it's pretty. I think it's pretty interesting that in February 2011, Carl LeBeau, his friend himself,
Right.
comes out and says that Sam fathered a child that he's been having to take care of with child support for the past 13 years.
Wow.
So I just think that all of these things coming out, and it starts to get a little ridiculous when you're saying, well, wait a minute, are you his friend or not? And really what happened there, what I think is looking back at the enemies that Sam made, and he made a lot of them.
Yes.
He made them all around the industry, all around the world. He could have pissed off a homosexual. He pissed off a lot of people. So,
He made a lot of people mad. Yes.
you have to understand that, the Freemasons are a homosexual fraternity. And,
Wow.
now I've learned that Sam himself is, has dabbled because of his drug use. He had a serious cocaine issue. I don't think I've ever heard of it. All the years I lived in LA, and I've heard about a lot of different stars and celebrities, including James Caan.
Right.
Who's horrible. He's surprised. He would, please, I can't do this anymore, but he's still by it,
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew that me and my buddy used to sport with the same cadet. Yeah. He just tell us all his stories, and we go, holy shit, James Caan.
Yeah.
That's why I was living in Sherman Oaks. This is right after Dimebag passed, and man, I've never seen so many celebrities. I saw more celebrities in Sherman Oaks living there than I did living in Brentwood.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I saw celebrities every single day. So it seemed like I waved to Duff in front of a sandwich I know Rex Brown was actually living in Sherman Oaks at that time too. I thought that was kind of odd that he moved there right after the whole thing with Dimebag. So
Right.
yeah, you know, people just have to realize that there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes, and especially when you're talking about fame. When you get to the fame game, and you're making Sam had nothing. Sam had nothing when he started out with Sam Thompson. Nothing. And so for him to have that meteoric rise that he did, and you know, and for people to give you money in the entertainment industry, you know, it goes hand in hand. You know, with you gotta keep them happy, and however that may be, he pissed them off somehow. I know that he did show up one time to a Joan Rivers show. You know, again, he seemed to everything that he did seemed to piss everybody off about him.
Right.
So I just think that you know, once they started to see that they were, you know, he was becoming degraded. You know, he was degrading himself and stuff in the path that he was going down. And so what they do, what Satanists will do then is they just pounce on that. They look at anybody that once claimed to be a follower of Jesus Christ, God, as a eternal enemy. There is no turning back. There is no, okay, now you're going to play on our team now. And you know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't work like that. So
Nope.
I think because of the fact that he was a preacher from the outset,
Yep.
who trying to make it in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
making fun of homosexuals, but at the same time was dabbling in homosexuality. There's a story up on YouTube about Richard Pryor's son
Right.
having sex with Sam Kinison. So
Wow.
I think that it just came to a point where they just said, got to get rid of this guy.
Yep, I can see that. Well, what other report? We're getting ready to get ready. What other reports are you working on right now, and what's up next?
Well, I will be doing some more reporting coming up as we head towards May.
Yes.
On Chris Cornell. It's going to be his death anniversary coming up. We'll be diving more into that, the Epstein reporting.
Yes.
This Watergate style breaking with Tommy Lee and how this purported sex tape is out there with whoever's on the sex tape, and that everybody's trying to keep that from getting out. I'll be doing more reporting on that, more on the Zodiac Killer,
Yes.
how that connects all to Church of State Temple of Set, which came out of California.
True.
Specifically, the Black House, again, the Black House.
They put that on American Horror Story.
Held for the Church of State, the Black House being the homage to Satan and to to the cube of Saturn.
Right. Wow. And so where's the best place online for fans to stay updated on your journalism and how they can follow you and all that good stuff, my friend?
Well, you can catch me on Facebook, Randy Rocket Cody. I'm still banned on Twitter. No word on when I'll come back. It's a 14-month ban the last time. But you can find me on themetalden.com, all the latest reporting, as well as at randyrocketcody.com. And appreciate everybody who's been paying for the subscription.
For sure, guys. We'll appreciate you. All right. We've got our friend Randy Rocket Cody from themetalden.com with us here on the show. We'll get him back again next month. Always great things going on. Stay with us. We're going to close out this show right after this short break. All right, brother. Awesome as always.
Killer job, brother.
I love it. It was fun.
Hope everyone enjoyed it.
Oh, they did. They did for sure.
I think they'll like the report. They go over there. Everyone can read it. It's open for free right now. And after the first 1,000 readers, the paywall will go back up.
Well, I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy it, man, because it's not. It's something everybody needs to hear. I mean, for sure. I mean, like I said, I knew it wasn't just an accident. So.
No, it's a lot more to it, and I will be doing more future reporting on the Sam Kinison story as well. So this will be continued for sure.
Sounds good, brother. Well, all right, I'm gonna let you go and get back to it, and I'm gonna close out my show and do what I got to do the rest of the day.
All right, brother.
All right, you have a good day, brother.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
That's Saturday, April 20th, 8 p.m. at the Coastal Grill in Roswell. For tickets or more information, visit newsmakerline.com or call 678-829-SHOW. That's 678-829-SHOW.
Family fun is back in Lynette. Primetime Carnival and Joy Communications presents the Lynette Spring Carnival. April 2nd through the 7th. Rides, fun, food, games, more. Open nightly 6 p.m. 2 p.m. for weekends. Lynette Spring Carnival. Highway 29, Old Mill Parking Lot in Lynette, Alabama. April 2nd through the 7th. Family fun for you and me. Be there.
Want to get back to your
What's up? What's up? There's a lot of deaths that are questionable. That's right. What's up, Anna Marie? Welcome in the Noon and Dance. You're late, but it's all right. All right, we'll write you up and you'll be all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back in. We're getting ready to close out. Another 5 minutes left. We've got Health, Happiness, and Harmony Hour with Dr. Lewis Boynton coming up next. We'll follow that up with Calvary Fellowship Church at 11 a.m. And the best sports lineup in the beginning begins at 12 noon today with the sports' very own Rod Peterson. Atlanta's NHL, CFL, and NFL show, and Major League Baseball. 12 to 2 is the sports beat. 12 to 2 is the Rod Peterson show. And starting at 2 o'clock today, I'll be kicking off with pregame festivities. And 2:10, I have the Braves Country Radio bringing you a look at the Atlanta Braves and the White Sox, betting odds, and more. Hey, sorry I'm late. No excuse, sir. All right, well, we're going to write you up. Put you in timeout. Morning, Anna Marie. Gail's on with us. Gail says she was having some problems with the internet. I can understand the problems with the internet. All them storms that came through. I mean, come on. All right, let's finish up our poll question of the day. Which comedian, who is no longer with us, would you not mind haunting you? Sam Kinison getting 19% of the votes. 31% of the votes going to Chris Farley, that took the top spot. Richard Pryor's got 25% of the votes. And you big dummies, you put me behind Chris Farley. Red Fox at 25% of the votes. What's wrong with you big dummies? You like all them over me? You're a big dummy. I won't scare you as much as they will. Sam Kinison will scream at you. Chris Farley will fall everywhere and break everything. And Richard Pryor is going to have more words coming out of his mouth than any sailor. You big dummies. Thank you there, Red. I know that they don't know. Well, we're getting ready to get out of here. It's just one of those things, one of those days. We appreciate everybody being with us. We're going to go ahead and end the poll. Come help me laugh out loud. Help you do what? Love Red Fox. That's right, because he ain't a big dummy. Rodney Dangerfield, yeah, he wasn't on there. I wouldn't want to put him in there with all of them, but you wouldn't want him to haunt you, would you? All right, tomorrow's True Crime Thursday. We'll dive into true crime news stories. We'll talk about Quiet on the Set, the behind the scenes of the Nickelodeon. Information coming out about Dan Snyder, who played Dennis Blunden on Head of the Class. We'll talk more about that tomorrow morning on the show. We'll have Jenny Garth, who was on Beverly Hills 90210's thoughts on that because she worked with him on another show, What I Like About You, and Amanda Bynes from Amanda Amanda show. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, and I'm going to watch that today, this evening, so I can have that information for you tomorrow. Coming up on Friday is He Gets No Respect. No respect. No respect. My wife went off with the mailman, and she never returned. No respect. No respect. Anyway, coming up on Friday, we're going to do our WrestleMania show. So that'll be coming up in the last hour. Of course, I'm doing best of WrestleMania moments all week long. It's WrestleMania week. Woo. Tonight, AEW Dynamite, TBS. Check it out. Jericho will be there. Tag team matches. It's Dynamite. But we're getting ready for WrestleMania Friday night. And then after that, it'll be the Hall of Fame. And Paul Heyman's going in there, along with the U.S. Express, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda, the uncle and the father of Wyndham Rotunda, best known to all you guys as Bray Wyatt. And I watched the Bray Wyatt becoming immortal last night. And I catch that review, go back and listen to it in this show. All right, we're going to get out of here. Peace, love, respect. See you tomorrow. We're getting in the 50s today. Woo, that's not fun. Not in Iowa. See you guys. You guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Be on time, or we'll have to keep writing you up. Have a great day. See you guys.